Goldens, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dorisha Petite, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys a full coverage foundation routine, but this one is very lightweight. It is a foundation routine that I love gravitating towards because it doesn't feel cakey, it doesn't feel heavy, and also it still looks pretty natural, so you get that full coverage without looking like too dramatic at all. So if you want to keep watching and see how I created this look, then go ahead and stay tuned. I like to start out with my brows first just because I like to have a clean canvas. As you guys can see, I don't really have thicker brows, so I like to start out with that first and then I'll move on to the next step. Lately, I've been using this brow styler from Benefit. I start out with the pencil, and this is pretty much what they recommend you to start out with. And then I just outline the shape of my brows with the pencil first. The shade I'm using in this is number 6. I think this is the darkest shade. End of this brow styler, it has like a powder. And so I just kind of go in mainly towards the end of my brows. And this is going to make them a little bit more darker. I've actually sometimes have missed out on this step just because I've forgotten and my brows still came out pretty good. But this step is just kind of like that finishing step, just to really make sure that your brows are a little bit darker if you want them darker, if the pencil wasn't as pigmented as you liked. I'm going to go ahead and go in with my concealer. So typically in the past, I've used a concealer that was my same shade, but here recently I wanted my eyebrows to pop just a little bit more. So I went ahead and used the same brand that I typically use, which is Makeup Revolution, but I got a lighter shade. I'm typically shade 14, but I think I got 13.5. Well, I actually got 12.5. Go ahead and go in with this. And this is how the container looks. I get this from Ulta. It's about $7, $8. I'm going in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. I think this is number 18. I'm not sure if they still sell this one or not, but it's the one with the flat end. And then it has the spoolie on the other end. So I like to just get some of the product on the flat end from the brush of the concealer, and then I'll kind of just highlight under. So now I'm going to go ahead and go in with my primer. I didn't put on primer before I did my brows because I really like my skin to be super dry, or just like really dry before I did my brows, just because I've had some smudging in the past. So I just really like it to just be really dry, and then I go ahead and go in with my primer. The Philosophy The Present Primer. This one is super good. It really helps with your skin. So it's really good as a skincare product, as well as just overall like helping with the base of your foundation. So if you're dealing with any acne or anything like that, this is really, really good. It is kind of expensive. It is $30, but I only use a little bit, and I make sure to only use it in my T-zone because it is for oily skin. Help get your skin matte, and also it is a little tacky, but once you let it sit for a little bit, it'll go ahead and like mattify your skin. So I go ahead, let this sit for a little while, let it get a little matte. And typically it doesn't take that long to get it matte, but For the most part, this texture, it feels kind of like a really thick moisturizer, or if you're used to like one of those overnight creams, like a sleep mask, it's kind of like that. It really is good, and it does last a while. As you guys can see, I made sure to put it in my T-zone and then I just smoothed it out, but I really wanted to make sure I focus on the oiliest parts of my skin and then just smooth it over the rest of my skin. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my foundation. So I'm using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup Foundation. So this one is, I think, $43. Ulta sells it, as well as Sephora. You can also get it at Macy's, and I believe Dillard's as well. The only con about this is that it does not come with the pump, but this one has been a fan favorite for years. If you just look it up on YouTube, there's so many good reviews on it, and that's why I kind of gravitated towards it. I use it for shoots. I use it for this full coverage. It's really good at like keeping me matte all day. It doesn't oxidize at all. I noticed that even like if I sweat, most foundations will oxidize. This one will not. It will not turn you orange at all. Another good thing about this foundation is that it's transfer proof. So basically, like I'm wearing this white shirt. Obviously, like if you like completely probably wipe your face over it, there might be some type of transfer. But one day I was wearing a turtleneck with it, and obviously the turtleneck was kind of brushing up against my chin and there was no makeup on it whatsoever, and I was at work for about 4 to 5 hours. So this is pretty good. So like I said, since it doesn't have a pump, I just kind of gauge the amount that I want to use on my face. So I'm using this Bliss foundation brush. I think I got this at Nordstrom Rack, and I just kind of pour just a little bit on here just because it is full coverage and it is buildable. So, you know, if this one is not enough, then I'll just go back in and apply a little bit more. Once it's pretty much set, I'm going to go ahead and go in with that same concealer that I use to highlight my brows. I'm going to highlight up under my eyes now. And go in with the Makeup Revolution translucent powder, and then I'm gonna go in with the Real Techniques. It's this little bitty brush. I always use it for powder, but I think it's good for a highlight as well. But I like to really use this one because it can get really good in the corners. And I'm gonna just press this in. I'm not gonna do too much of a bake. I'm gonna just go ahead and press this into my skin where I applied the concealer at. And this is just gonna really help brighten up your under eye and just kind of make you look more awake. Okay, and then after I've done that, I'm just going to use the excess that I have on the lid, and I'm just going to go over my nose, and I'll just use it like a regular powder and just make sure I'm setting my foundation with that. And I'm just dusting it on just to make sure my face stays mattified throughout the day. I'm gonna go ahead and prep and prime my lashes, go ahead and apply some mascara, and then put my lashes on. Ardell pre-cut lashes. I get these from Ulta, and I really do like these because these, I feel like I can handle them a little bit better than a full-on lash. I just can't do it. And then plus another thing is my lashes or my eyes are just super sensitive. So any little thing makes my eyes water, and it's so annoying. So these are really good and convenient for me. I do like them because these also look very natural, and I feel like you can build it up as much to an intensity as you want, or you can just do a little bit just to make it look like your lashes are a little fuller. And I do like this one because it comes with the glue. Go in with this Mercier foundation highlighter, and this is in the shade Indiscretion. I love this highlighter. It is so pretty, and I just think it's the perfect color for my skin tone, and it really just melts in my skin, or it just gives that illusion that I'm just like naturally glowing. So I'm taking this Sephora fan brush. This is the Pro Fan Even Tail 65. I'm just kind of going over it like that. Then I'm going to finish off with this Lancome Fix It or Forget It setting spray. And then I like to go in with a powder brush. This is from Real Techniques. It's the 202 brush. And I just like to kind of press that setting spray into my skin because I feel like it works better like that instead of like a mist. Lastly, I'm going to use this Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss. This is in this shade Fudge. And I'm just going to use this all over. So that is the finishing touches. I'm going to take these off. Gotta lay my edges a little later, but just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna go ahead and brush this down for y'all. So y'all can get an idea how it looks. And this is the finishing touches. Let me know in the comments down below if this helped you guys out. If you have any questions about any of the products featured in here, please leave any other future video recommendations down below. I would love to do those for you guys. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.